In this part again, like whatever that I'll be telling as Chunk 2, that is meant for the second test. So basically it will be having simple interest and compound interest related topics. Then we'll be having this one, partnerships, that is somewhere related to this investment and like deposit, all that thing. Then comes profit and loss. In that profit and loss, we get many varieties of problems. Okay, profit and loss. Then we'll have few chapters of reasoning. First one is calendar, then clock. Then after that, I'll be taking up two correlative chapters, that is Venn diagrams and syllogisms. So in this chunk, simple interest, compound interest, partnerships. And along with that, I'll be taking the profit and loss problems and varieties, and 4 chapters of logical reasoning, that is clocks, calendars, Venn diagrams and syllogisms. Okay, so I roughly estimate around 20 hours will be enough for this one. Then with respect to this thing, I mean, again, the test after this chunk, you will have to take the test, and whatever the mistakes that you have committed before in the previous test, so that you have to try to get over, because we have 4 sectional tests totally. Okay, 4 sectional tests. You should be able to cross that 66 very comfortably from now on. And at the end, just before the prelims examination, we have those 4 full-length tests also, full-length tests. And I have kept in mind that my question paper should be matching to the levels of UPSC. Earlier, if you think of the period before 2017 and all, like it used to be very easy, like even the question paper setter or the one who teaches wouldn't have applied so much of mind. Take some question, randomly give it. So that would have been the scene. But looking at last 4 years paper, I don't think any normal question paper setter would be able to do justice with the question paper. Okay, so we have to look into the older. That is why I have paid more attention to number system too. Because I had told you in 2020, 27 questions had come from number system itself. Numbers. So you have to be strong. And along with this, I had asked you to practice every day. For the people who are writing this year, 1 hour. The people who are trying to attend in 2023, half an hour. So this much I had asked. And all the basic things, what I had repeated in the class, like maybe it is with respect to squares, cubes, percentages, tables, all that thing. You should be able to remember them within a fraction of a second rather than working in the hall. Okay. So today I'll be dealing with this chapter of simple interest. So this simple interest is pretty simple actually. Pretty simple. Okay. And one formula I have learnt in school that you can't forget. Yes or no? Even if you want to forget it, you can't, because it has been imprinted in your mind. So what is that formula for simple interest? PTR by, correct? PTR by 100. So what is P? Principal. T is time period for which either the loan has been taken or the deposit has been kept. Then R is rate of interest. R is rate of interest. So that is always given in terms of percentage. Okay. Hope all of you have your bank accounts. Yes. Definitely. No issues. Otherwise, Jandan Yojana, what Modi ji had like created, that should not go wasted. Yeah. All of you have the, I mean, have you seen your passbook also? Passbook? Your photo printed with seal, all that thing. Okay. Modern things, like we don't take passbooks. We maintain all mobile banking. Yeah. So mobile banking, at least you must have seen your first page. First page in the sense like welcome page, or when you go to your particular account, click on it, you'll get the important details of that account. Okay. Tell me, what is the interest rate right now that not any, like your bank is giving? So basically your bank account is savings bank account. Okay, you are not doing any kind of business. Your turnover is not beyond some lakhs. So you will be given what? Savings bank. Current account is like, they don't get what? Interest. It is just like, like transactions will keep on happening. It is for the ease of banking. And the second thing is they have the overdraft facility also. Overdraft in the sense they can borrow more money from the bank. Looking at their transactions, like their limit is set. Okay, yours is savings bank. So what is the rate of interest right now in savings bank? Rate of interest. What is it? Huh? 3 or 4%. Okay. Anybody else? 2 to 3%. So anybody between 1 to 2? So basically it is between 2 to 3%, or presently, if you look at SBI, the banker of every Indian, yeah, 2.5%. Okay. So what do you mean by this one? Your bank is giving you 2.5% interest rate. What do you mean by this? Yeah, this is rate of interest. It gives 2.5% of your principal at the end of 1 year. So what does that mean? For every 100 rupees, then for every year, you are going to get 2.5 rupees added to your account. 2.5 rupees added to your account. And calculations like how exactly they calculate your balance, like first day, last day, all that thing, you don't worry. Okay. Simple. If you keep 100 rupees for a year, you are going to get 2.5 rupees extra in your account. So that is the understanding. Correct? Yep. If you keep, let's say, 200 rupees. If you keep 200 rupees for 2 years, at the rate of 2.5% only. So how much extra you are going to get? You are keeping 200 rupees for 2 years. First of all, think about the amount. Don't worry about year. Think about amount. 100 rupees will give you 2.5. 200 will give you 5 rupees. This is for 1 year. The same transaction for 1 more year. So, 10 rupees. I want you to calculate like this. I don't want you to write that PTR by 100. Anyways, any teacher can teach you that PTR by 100, and I don't think any pedagogy is needed to teach that PTR by 100. You know, P is principal, T is time, and R is rate of interest. You substitute and get the value. I don't have a problem. But when you express this into PTR by 100, how many variables are there here? How many variables are there? Sure. Not more than 4. S and I are different, no? Only one. Simple interest is 1, right? Very good. So 4 variables we have. In these 4 variables, if we are provided any 3 variables, can we find out the 4th one? Yes? No issues at all? We can? Yeah. So we need 3 variables. Sometimes they give all these 3 and ask you to find out the simple interest. Or they will give this one and they ask you to find any one among them when they give other 2. So just substitution, it is simple, no? But I don't want you to use this formula again and again in your solution, because you will definitely write this PTR by 100 in your book first. Before you substitute the values, what you will do, you will write PTR by 100. You will waste 5 seconds in that. So I want you to do orally. Okay. I'll give one more example. You have kept 1,000 rupees at the rate of 4%, for 3 years. 1000 rupees at the rate of 4% for 3 years. How much extra amount you are going to get? Sure? Because at 4%, 1000 rupees will get you 40 rupees. Yes or no? Without thinking of the years. Every year you are going to get what? 40 rupees as interest, because 100 will give you 4 rupees. 1000 will give you 40 rupees. 10 times, no? 10 times 100 is 1000. So 10 times of 4 is 40. But for how many years you are keeping? 3. So into 3, how much you will get? Or when you write the formula, this PTR by 100, PTR by 100. Here the 00 will come, no? 1 and 00. And usually your principal, the first term what you are writing, so usually that will be consisting of the round figures like 100, thousands, 10,000, lakhs, like that only. So better you discard those 2 zeros as early as possible. In your mind only you have to discard. So try to discard this. What does it mean? 10 hundreds are there. So you are going to cancel this 1000 by 100. So 10 hundreds are remaining. So take this one, multiply with this and this. Over. Don't bring 100 into picture at all. From the principal, take out those 2 zeros and try to do what? Try to, do the multiplication time period and the rate of interest. In the problem, while you are reading only, you can calculate. You don't have to write. Okay, 2 zeros you take. For example, 50,000 is there. 2 zeros you take. 500 is left. Let's say into 6%. So 500 into 6, 3,000. For 2 years, let's say 6,000 is the. So like that you have to calculate. Don't have to write everything on the paper. Okay. And this simple interest is so simple that people started like avoiding it. Like people started denying the fact that simple interest is too simple. Let us not practice simple interest only. I'm not telling about the aspirants. In day-to-day life also, even the bankers, even the people who give loan, all that thing, they stopped doing simple interest because there is no fun in simple interest basically. There is no fun at all. Because the fun will come when the person who gives loan should terrorize the person who is taking the loan. So that is fun. And the person who has taken loan, he has to cry before. Yeah, then he has to mortgage few things, or he has to sell few things, or he has to escape, or he has to hang himself. So that is what is the vicious cycle of a like person who takes this one, no? Money lender and the loanee. Like that is what is the vicious cycle, right? Many things are there inside. So why I am stressing upon these things? Because we don't use the simple interest at all. Only in the examination we use simple interest, that's it. Otherwise in day-to-day cases, 100% of the things is based upon compound interest. Getting my point? 100% of the calculations, whatever that we do in bank, our bank does for us, is all based upon compound interest only. There is no practice of simple interest at all, except our aptitude books. But we have to learn that because questions will crop up, because with respect to compound interest, there has to be something which has to be compared, no? So simple interest. So they will try to combine both the cases. In simple interest, this much amount. In compound interest, this much amount. So and so, what is the interest rate? So that they have to ask, no, somehow. So that is why they keep this simple interest in, in what living position. Like simple interest is kept alive only in the textbooks now. Okay, you understood this concept? Yeah. No matter for how many years you keep. Let's say I am keeping around 1000 rupees. 1000 rupees. Okay. Let's say the rate of interest is 10%. Next year, my balance would be how much? Next year, I have kept 1000 rupees in bank now. 1100, correct? The year next to that? Correct? The year next to that? Correct? So what is happening here? If you look at the balances every year, what is happening here? We are adding 100 every time. 100 every time. But let's say I've kept this sum for let's say 10 years now. I've kept this 1,000 rupees for 10 years. Okay. So what would be my balance? 10 years, 100 rupees every year, 1,000 rupees extra, 2,000. So my balance is 2,000. After 11th year, what will be the balance? Don't you think there is huge disparity? When I had kept 1,000 rupees, then also I was getting 100. When my amount is 2,000, then I'm getting 100. Don't you think this is a huge disparity that we have? Don't you think so? Yes, no? So that is why compound interest has come into play. Because no matter what, for how many years you are keeping, your additional simple interest, whatever that you are going to get, is same for all years. Then what is the motivation for a person who has kept for 20 years and his balance is 3,000, yet he is getting 100 rupees as, like simple interest? What he will do, he will take this amount, withdraw, keep it in another bank. That 3,000. Now 3,000 will start earning this one, interest. So that is why we have shifted everything to compound interest now. There is no practice of simple interest. But as a ritual, we have to solve few problems. Let us solve few, okay? Because in these also we'll get variety. There will not be straight questions like, oh, simple interest is this, and find out, like the PTR or PTR is given, simple interest, they don't ask. Like it is, variety of problems we have. So better we solve few and get on to the compound interest. Okay. A man borrows, handout is there, right? Is there with you? Yeah. A man borrows rupees 4,000 and pays back after 5 years at 15% SI. And 15% SI. So what do you mean by this 15%? What do you mean by this 15%? Rate of interest. That means for every 100 rupees, after a year, you are going to get 15 rupees as the interest. Correct? Yes or no? Yeah. So now he is keeping 4,000. I've told you to do one shortcut. Remove those zeros, 2 zeros. 40 into 15. So 600 is what? Interest every year. 600 is the interest every year. But for how many years you are keeping? So what will be the interest? 600 every year. After 5 years, 600, 600, 600, 600, 600. 600 into 5. 3,000 is the interest. Yes or no? So basically here, 4,000 is earning rupees 3,000 extra after 5 years if we keep the money at the rate of interest 15%. Understood this? Or simple here, 5 years into 15%, 75%. Yes or no? 5 years into 15% is 75%. What does it mean? In 5 years period, you are going to get back 75% of the money that you have invested. So 4,000 is invested. 75% of that or 3/4 of that is what? 3,000. I want you to calculate like this. I don't want you to write PTR by 100 every time. Okay? Anybody has not got this problem? 4,000 is principal. 15% is rate of interest. T is what? Time period 5 years. So total SI or simple interest what we have earned is rupees 3,000. So his balance will be rupees 7,000. Any issue? If somebody has an issue with this one, get that clarified, because this is the simplest problem that can exist in our paper. Okay? Next. What is the time period for which rupees 8,000 amounts to 12,000 at the rate of 20% per annum? What is the principal here? And what is this 12,000? So basically, the amount will be comprising both principal and simple interest. You don't have to write this one, but remember, amount is the sum of principal and simple interest. Okay, principal plus simple interest is equal to the amount. Yes? Then, here, how much is the deposit? 8,000. And final amount is how much? So, in between this 12,000 and 8,000, what has happened? 4,000 has been added by the bank. So, this 4,000 is nothing but our SI. 4,000 is nothing but our simple interest. Yes? So, now again I don't want you to apply that formula. What is the rate of interest? 20%. What does that mean? Every year you are going to get 20% extra. But from 8,000 to 12,000, how much extra I have got? 4,000 extra. In terms of percentage, this 8,000 has earned how much? Half of it. 8,000 has earned half of it. Half is nothing but 50%. Every year we are going to get 20%. So to get 50%, how many years we have to wait? First year 20%, second year 20%, third year you don't have to wait that much period because you are going to get 60%. So you have to stop at the half of the year. So that is what? 50%. First year 20, second year 20, then one more half year is 10%. Or if you want to do by PTR by 100, I don't have any problem. SI is 4,000, put PTR by 100 here, P is equal to 8,000, T I don't know, rate is 20 and divide by 100. 0000 get cancelled. Okay, so this T is equal to 4,000 divided by 80 into 20. 00 get cancelled. 8 ones are 8 5s are. 2 ones are 2.5. So T is equal to 2.5. T is equal to 2.5. Done? Is there any difficulty here? No, right? Or simple? Otherwise also. This is giving you 20%, no? On 8,000, what will be 20%? 20% of 8,000. 1,600. So first you are going to get 1,600. Next year, 1,600 only. How much is done now? 3,200. Another 800 you want. So you have to wait for half a year. 2.5. So I always want you to treat this simple interest like this only. Not with the help of PTR. Done? Any difficulty by not using PTR? It's fine, no? Yeah. A sum was put at simple interest at certain rate. That means rate is unknown. For 2 years. Time period is 2 years. Had it been put at 4% higher rate, do we know the rate now? Do we know the rate? Do we know the rate of interest now? They are giving two cases. One with normal interest rate, one with higher interest rate. So higher interest rate is what? 4% extra, correct? It would have fetched rupees 112 more. It would have fetched rupees 112 more. Have they given principal here? Principal is not known. Rate of interest? Not known. Okay. Time periods? 2 years. That is only the known thing now. Have they given simple interest? So out of 4, properly we know only one, that is 2 years, that is T. Simple interest also we don't have exact simple interest. Time period we know, rate of interest we don't know exact rate of interest what it is, and principal also we don't know. So how to proceed? How to proceed? Anyone gives me away? Huh? Which equation? You write, no, try first. Try at least, start writing something. If you get something. See here, they have not given the exact principal amount. They have given time. They have given rate of interest in other way. They have not given exact. And simple interest also, they have given in other way. So they have given what? This extra R. They have given extra R. And also, they have given extra SI. Let's say, in your account, you have kept 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees, and the bank had agreed to give you 10% rate of interest. 10% rate of interest they had agreed. Okay, what will be your expectation? After 1 year, you have kept 1,000, okay, and 10% is the rate of interest. After 1 year, what is your expectation from the bank? 1,100, correct? This is clear? You have kept 1,000, bank has told 10% rate of interest, and at the end of the year, we are expecting 1,100 rupees. Done? Now, bank will suddenly say, for all the unemployed youth, 4% extra. You will be happy or not? Momentarily, you will be happy because you are going to get, but you are not happy with the phrase unemployed youth. That's okay. When something is given, you have to accept it. Okay. So, jokes apart, they are announcing 4% more to you. What does that mean? What is your expectation from the bank now? 1,000? 1,140? Earlier your expectation was what? 1,100. Now your expectation is 1,140. How much extra you are getting from the bank? This 40 rupees extra is the benefit of what? Benefit of extra 4%. Getting my point? Look at this. This extra 4% is giving you what? 112 more. So when you are calculating this extra simple interest, when you are calculating this extra simple interest, you can write like this. Principal, let it be same. Time, 2 years. R, do you know? Rate of interest you don't know. And if you put R, it will be wrong here because we are calculating extra SI. When you are calculating extra simple interest, then you have to put extra R. So what is it that extra R? 4%. Extra SI? 112. Don't worry about P and R now. So extra SI is how much? 112. 100 you have to put anyways. P is, I don't know. Here 2 into extra R is 4. Divide by 100. It should give me 112. So P is how much? 112 into 100 divide by 2 into 4. Yes or no? Now 4 ones are 4 28s are 2 ones are 2 14s are 14 into 100. P is equal to over They are asking what? Sum only, right? Sum means principal. They are asking with principal only. Yes or no? You don't have to find out the real rate of interest here at all. Does this expression make sense to you? This expression makes sense? While we are calculating simple interest, we put PTR by 100. But while we are calculating extra simple interest, then I will put extra rate of interest. This can be applicable even for extra years also. If the rate of interest is kept intact, if they gives this sum that this person is going to earn extra 112 if we increase the time period by, let's say, 2 years or 4 years. Again, you are going to write there extra time. So when we are calculating extra SI, so we have to keep in mind what exactly is the extra. Is it rate of interest or the time period? Okay, done. And you cannot put both time period and rate of interest as extra. Then here double extra will come. Okay, so just try to apply your mind. If you were given 4% extra for your 1,000 rupees at 10% for 1 year, you are expecting 40 rupees extra. No? So similarly, here we are getting 112 extra by keeping 2 years. So in 1 year, how much extra? 56 extra, no? This 112 extra we are getting after 2 years, correct? Yeah, after 1 year, how much we will get? 56, correct? But this 56 at 4%, correct? 4% of what is 56? If you calculate 4% of 1,400 is 56. So 1,400 is your principal. Understood? So always try to think in this way. So how did I think for this problem? As an alternative method, 112, it is due to the deposit that we have kept for 2 years. So 56 rupees. After 1 year we'll get, right? 56 will get after 1 year, correct? Yeah. But what is giving me 56? That 4% extra rate. So 4% of what is equal to 56? When you calculate this what or the unknown number, that itself is 1,400. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yeah. Fine. I'm trying to make your most unproductive time as productive. Afternoon, I understand. After, even if you want to focus, it will be drowsy. Because, I mean, the weather is like that. You can't do anything. It is not just for you. Even I am making my unproductive time as productive by keeping the class at 3 to 45. Anyways, morning to, like afternoon, everybody will be fresh. And this time period, again, this is the time period where you will be solving your CSAT paper in the exam. That is not the thing that far I had not thought of. It is according to like our scheduling. Okay, but I'm telling you, this part after lunch until tea. So that is why few people drink tea as soon as their lunch is over, so that they don't prolong this period at all. Anyways, first thing is your health, then is your timetable. Understand? So you have to balance, strike balance. So while you are eating, you have to see this balance is struck or not. While you are sleeping, you have to see whether this balance is struck or not. Today's timetable, is it disturbing you the next day? That should not happen. This 24-hour is a different cycle. There should not be any kind of pending thing that is disturbing you in the next day. So keep this 24 hours as one unit. And try to keep it in sync with the examination also. In sync means like in the exam, on the examination day, 9:30 to 11:30 you are writing one examination. Afternoon, 2:30 to 4:30 you are writing one more examination. try to be alert in this period, 9:30 to 11:30 and 2:30 to 4:30. Few people have different cycles, cycles. They are like owls. Owls, they keep on like studying throughout the night. Yeah, that is your style. I don't know. But generally, it is against the nature. Generally, it is against the nature because most of the things will take rest in the evening because sun is not out there. Whatever that you have to do extra, that has to be supplemented with extra energy. You have to switch on light. So many things have to be on. Naturally, it is dark. So in that dark, better you take rest and get in the wee hours. Maybe 5:30 you get up as soon as the sun rises. So try to minimize your power consumption also. That is very much required now. Understand? But don't know modern life. Yeah, I have least comment on that. Anyways, next. This is very simple question. Okay, if somebody has not understood this problem and if somebody can't answer this problem, then seriously there is a problem with your comprehension. You have to check whether you are fit for this examination or not. In what time will sum of money double itself at 20% per annum? And without writing anything on the paper, you should answer this. You think as a banker or you think as a customer. That offer is given. 20% is the rate of interest. And you are in hurry of, making your money double. So usually most of the schemes, they don't tell you the interest rate. They tell you what? Will make your money double within. So if somebody is making my money double within 7 years or so, I'll give my entire, as if it is there. Okay, whatever that is there, I'll give. If somebody gives me my money doubled in 7 years. So that is equal to what? Actually, if you take by compound interest, so it is around 12% a year. Yeah, small cap, mid cap, mutual funds, sahi hai, all that thing. But finally, whose is the risk? So earlier they used to read all the investment related documents carefully. Now they are read all because they are sensing the problem. Understand? And most of the schemes or agents, they don't tell you all these details like rate of interest, how many years you are keeping, what is the risk that you are that is being addressed, all that thing, maturity, all that. It is very difficult because they know Indians are not good at this one. They are only good at bol do kahan pe sign karna hai. They are very much interested in doing sign, like they feel very proud while they are signing. Next. This much booklet for insurance or any investment, we don't read. And at the time of maturity, we go and quarrel with. And even the agents know this. That is why they don't explain. They will just say, within 4 years, your money is getting doubled. And after 4 years, that agent will be vanished. His mobile will be switched off. So why I am telling all these things? Because the financial literacy is very important. After a few years, even you are going to earn. You are going to invest. Don't tell me that, sir, first let us earn. Okay, then we'll see. But this financial literacy is very much required. And one more thing, like you have to fill your ITR, income tax returns. You will say, sir, I am not earning, why should I? But it is a very, 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 very important document that you have to have with you. When you are of employable age, let's say after your degree, let's say, actually, like anybody can fill the ITR. Even the kids who have, their assets, all that thing, like they can also fill ITR. But make it a habit that every year, just before the end of that assessment period, you file your ITRs. Maybe you show your income as 0 only. But that is a very important document. It is as good as, you are voting on the voters' day. Not voters' day, I mean on election, during elections. Because it is an important document. Okay, when you apply for loan or something, then that ITR is very important. Earlier, older period ITR, we could like fill later, but now there is a huge penalty when you want to file. So it is 5 minutes job. Go to website, fill your details, show income as 0, and get the ITR done. Because those who are employed, their first employer only, they will make them like fill form 16, all that thing. But you make it a practice. This year it is gone. That period is over. At least for the upcoming assessment year, you try to fill. Okay. So this is 5 years. No ambiguity. No debate. Yeah. So what is happening here? If 100 rupees kept in bank, every year 20 rupees is being added. 20, 20, 20, 20, 25 times, you are going to get 200. And whenever the question comes with respect to doubling your income, so it is basically 2 times of the principal that you have kept. Tripling of the income, so it is basically 3 times of your this one. Usually people get confused. Doubling means for 100 rupees, they will try to add 200. That is not doubling. That is tripling. Doubling is 100 plus 100 is doubling. 100 plus 200 is tripling. Okay, because next question is with respect to tripling. A sum of money doubles itself in 12 years. Doubles itself in 12 years. In how many years would it treble itself? Think aram se. Don't use pen and paper. Money is getting doubled in how many years? What does that mean? If you find rate of interest, you will not get anything here. What does that mean? Your money is getting doubled in 12 years. What does that statement mean? Correct. Yeah, if you keep 100 rupees, after 12 years, it is going to become 200. Correct. But I want 3 times of the money. That means, what is my expectation? My expectation is how much with respect to amount? 100 rupees I have kept. So what is my expectation? 3 times. That is 300. So how many more years we have to wait? Another? Correct. So what is happening here? I have kept 100. This is becoming what? 200. In how many years? So whatever the process that happens, that process is addition of 100 rupees. Addition of 100 rupees in 12 years. So the same thing will replicate even for the next time period also. I am adding 100 here for how many years? 12 years. How much? Done? Yes? No problem? So always think, in simple interest, it is always addition, okay? And whatever the balance that you get after regular time period, that is always in AP, arithmetic series or arithmetic progression. Whatever the balance that you get, if you count yearly balance, that will be in AP. If you count the 5 years balance also, that will be in AP. If you count 10 years balance, that will be in AP only. So simple interest, whenever it comes to your mind, it is arithmetic progression. Why I am stressing upon this? Because when we try to understand the compound interest, the balances that we get in compound interest, it is in geometric progression. Simple interest, arithmetic progression. Compound interest, geometric progression. That's it. Yeah. Next, a person takes loan of rupees 200 at 5%. At 5%. He returns rupees 100 at the end of 1 year. Just try to calculate by oral. A person takes a loan of rupees 200 at 5% simple interest. Okay, after first year, what will be his liability? Liability in the sense like that he has to pay back. After 1 year, what is his liability? 10 rupees. But along with this one, along with principal, 200. If he wants to close his account, he has to give back how much? 210. Okay. He returns rupees 100 at the end of 1 year. What is his liability now? 210 is his liability. 100 rupees he returned. 110 is his liability. Okay. Now, after the end of second year, how much is the interest that the bank will add? That is simple answer. 5%. If you are a banker, how much interest you will add? 10 rupees. So initially he had taken 200 rupees loan, correct? 5% of this. That is nothing but 10. So his liability at the end of 1 year is 210. Then how much he has paid back? What is his liability now? At the end of second year, they will add 5%. So how much I should add here? What I have told while I am explaining simple interest? It doesn't matter how many years you are keeping. It doesn't matter what transaction you have made in between. It always depends upon the initial principle. It always depends upon the initial principle. Yeah. So on that only the calculation is done. So 5% of this is how much? See, this amount is not going to change at all. Whatever that we are adding every year, that is not going to change at all, because only on a single principle or the amount that you had taken or you had deposit in the first transaction, that only is, like what, referred. That only is referred. In between whatever the transaction that you have made, that doesn't matter at all. Yes? So always the charge is done on the initial principle. So now his liability is, but this is injustice, no? This is injustice, right? Yes or no? This is injustice. So to address this injustice, compound interest has come. And this looks injustice from the customer's point of view. Yes or no? From the banker's point of view, that's okay, right? Yeah. So let us study all these things in the compound interest. How does it vary? But we have to understand from this question, that is, no matter how many years you are keeping, no matter how many, like rate of interest that you are changing or whatever the transaction that you make, always the simple interest is calculated on the initial sum. Understood? Done? Yeah? Do you have a problem with this method? Yeah, people had problem. That is why they have shifted to compound interest. Okay, done. So now his liability is 120. I understood your problem. Your answer is not there among first three. This also can be the answer. None of these is valid answer. Okay, don't have a doubt that when you are not getting the options that are there in A, B, C, and there is none of these in D. So none of these can be an answer. Okay, done. Next. How much time will it take for an amount of rupees 900 to yield rupees 81 as interest at 4.5% per annum of simple interest? What is the rate of interest here? 4.5%. Sum 900, no. And what is the simple interest that we are expecting? What is the simple interest that we are expecting? 81. So how many years we have to wait? See, look at these numbers, 900, 81, 4.5, all they are related to each other somewhere. If 900 rupees is earning you 81 rupees, so what percentage of 900 is 81? And I have told you, while you are calculating some percentage of a round number like 900, 1000 or whatever, try to cancel those zeros. No? So what percentage of 900 is 81? 9%. Don't worry about year, don't worry about rate of interest here. 900 rupees is giving you 81 rupees extra. That means how much extra you are earning? How much you are earning? 9%. In terms of percentage, you are earning 9%. But what is the rate of interest? 4.5. That is for 1 year. So when you have earned 4.5% for 1 year, to earn 9%, how many years you have to invest? Simple. 2 years. Or you put this as SI, this as SI, 81, and you put 900 as P, and T I don't know, and the rate of interest as 4.5 divided by 100. Yeah. Then T is equal to 9 by 4.5. So T is equal to, simple. Yes, no issues, no problem whatsoever. Done? See, all these are oral problems, okay? I don't want to invest too much time on this. Okay? So let us wind out the problems and go to compound interest. Quick. Arun took a loan of 1,400 rupees with simple interest for as many years as the rate of interest. What does it mean? As many years as the rate of interest. So if rate of interest is 5%, for how many years you will keep? 5. So here simple, T is equal to R. So wherever T is there, you can write R, or wherever R is there, you can write T. Okay? But don't again, for T you write R and for R you write T. Okay, keep one thing. Either T into T or R into R. But finally what they have asked, what is the rate of interest? So better you keep 2 R's. 2 R's. So what is the principal amount? 1,400. And what is the interest that has been earned? 686. So there is okay, P is how much? Or this 686. P is how much? 1,400. Instead of T, you write R. So R into R divided by 100. So here I'll keep R square. 0000 get cancelled. 686 divided by 14. 14 4s are 56 and 14 9s are. So R square is equal to 49. R is equal to R is equal to 7. R is equal to 7. Correct? Any problem? So 7% for 7 years. Done? 7 years, 7%, 49%, somewhere close to half. So 1,400 is earning somewhere close to half of it, 700. So that 1% minus will get us 686. Done? A sum of money at simple interest amounts to rupees 815 in 3 years and rupees 854 in 4 years. 815 in 3 years and 854 in 4 years. Have they given a rate of interest here? Have they given time period? Indirectly they have given. Have they given principal amount? Have they given principal amount? No, right? Yeah. So how to proceed? So you have kept some amount here. Let's say you have kept principal here. So after 3 years, it is getting you how much? 815. After 4 years, it is getting you 854. Yes. So how to proceed? Find the difference. So basically, at the end of third year, 815 rupees is the balance. At the end of fourth year, 854 is the balance. What is happening in this gap? We are adding how much? This 39 is what? Simple interest for 1 year. Or it is the interest of fourth year. And I have told you, this simple interest is not going to change ever. Because it is calculated on the initial sum every year. Okay, so after first year, your balance would be this much. After second year, your balance would be this much. And after third year, your balance would be this much. Yeah, when you come backwards, what it will be? They are asking the sum only. Yeah. So if you subtract 39 once, you will get 815. But from here, if you subtract 39 thrice, or if you subtract 39 4 times from this one, you will get 698. Done? So don't worry about rate of interest here at all. They have not asked. They are asking only the sum here, principal. Don't worry about the rate of interest. Don't do extra things here. Done? Yep. Next. A sum fetched a total simple interest of rupees 929.20. A sum, that means principal, I don't know. Principal, I don't know. This principal fetched a total simple interest of rupees 929.20 at the rate of 8% per annum in 5 years. In 5 years. Rate of interest is how much? 8%. And simple interest is how much? And time period? So it is given, simple interest is given, time period is given, and rate of interest is given. Can we find out principal here? Can we? Yeah? I don't want to write this, but you people are making me write this again and again. I hate this formula. Yeah? SI is equal to 929.2 is equal to P, I don't know. T is how much? 5. Rate of interest is 8 divided by 100. When I take this and multiply this one, it will become what? 9292 and 10 divided by 5 into 8 is equal to P. Quick. So what is the answer? It is 2323. See, 9292 is there, right? 5 into 8 is how much? 40. 0 get cancelled. 9292 divided by 4. 2323. That's your job. This calculation is your job. My job is only this much. Actually, this is not a job at all. This is a mundane job. Anybody can do it. Yeah? Done? Out of sum, rupees 625, a part was lent at 5% and the other at 10%. One part is lent at 5%, other part is lent at 10%. If the interest on the first part after 2 years is equal to the interest on the second part after 4 years, so what all they have given? The total sum as 625. And this is what? This 5% is what? Rate of interest of first sum, or this is what? There is one scheme whose rate of interest is 5%. Another scheme, but are we keeping the equal amount there? If the interest on the first part after 2 years, this is what? First scheme's time period. And interest on the second part, 4 years. This is second part's or second scheme's time duration. So, if you take 625 as principal, I am dividing this 625 into two different sums, P1 plus P2. Principal 1 and principal 2. And what all things I have here? Rate of interest, let's say rate 1 is how much? 5%. Rate of interest 2 is time period. T1 is see, look at the rates here. Second rate is high. Look at the time period. Second time period is high. So, which scheme is going to get us the more interest? First scheme or second scheme? Second scheme. That too, how many times more will get? 4 times, right? Because the rate of interest is double and the time period is also double. So basically, when we get the interest here, that has to be 4 times, provided if we have invested in both the schemes equal amount. If P1 and P2 are equal, then we can say if it is earning us 10 rupees, it will earn us 40 rupees. Simple. But what they are selling, what they are telling, if the interest on the first part is equal to the interest on the second part. See, this is first scheme, this is second scheme. Basically, it has to earn us more interest. But they are telling the interest that we have earned here and here are equal. That means, apply your mind. In which scheme we have invested more? So we have done a bad thing, no? Would have invested more here. Because it is getting us more interest. Since we are getting the equal SI, that means SI1 is equal to SI2. If this is the case, then like whatever that we have invested in the first scheme is more by how many times? Finally, the second scheme is getting us how much interest or how many times of the interest that we are earning in the first scheme? 4 times. But now they are saying that both the simple interests are same. What does that mean? Yeah, basically in the first scheme, 4 times the money that we have invested in the second. That is the understanding basically. Here, this P1 is equal to 4 times of P2. This is the understanding. But for the Aam Aadmis, I'll explain. Simple interest here earned is equal to simple interest 1, simple interest 2. These are equal. PTR by 100. That means P1 T1 R1 by 100 is equal to P2 T2 R2 by 100. Correct? Simple. Are you with me? Do you support me? Yeah. 0000 get cancelled. Then P1 I don't know. T1 is how much? 2. R1 is 5. It should be equal to P2. T2 is equal to 4 and R2 is equal to 10. Try to cancel. 2 ones are, 2 fives are, 5 get cancelled. What does this mean? You'll say, sir, now we will agree. With your Gaunty method, we don't agree. Okay. Now we agree. Yeah. This is how, like, see, what Lakshmikant has printed in polity, that has to be taught. Whether it comes in the examination or not. Because Lakshmikant has printed it. Because PTR by 100 is there. Like, we have to, sir, this method might be faulty. Somehow you have got the answer, you are lucky. But see, basically what the interest what we are getting here has to be 4 times of what we are getting here if the equal amounts are invested. Since the equal amounts are not invested, what would happen? What would happen? Definitely, according to that, we are going to get the simple interest. They are telling what we have earned here should be equal to this. What we have earned here should be equal to this. That means 4 times more money we have invested here. Now the calculation is very simple. P1 is equal to 4P2. This is one equation. One more equation we have here. That is equal to P1 plus P2 is equal to 625. What do we want? Second sum. P2 we want. I want to kick out P1. So out of this P1 plus P2 is equal to 625. I am going to substitute for P1. P1 is how much? 4P2 plus P2 is equal to 625. So tell me P2. 5P2 is equal to 625. So P2 is equal to 125. P2 is equal to 125. Done? So tell me P1. How much will be P1? 500. Total 625. P2 is 125. P1 is equal to 500. Yes? Done? A sum of rupees 2,500 is lent out in 2 parts. One at 12% per annum and another at 12.5% per annum for 1 year. If the total annual income is rupees 306, here annual income means the annual simple interest what you are earning on 2,500. The money lent at 12% is the money lent at 12%. So this is also just like the previous problem. Here P1 plus P2 is equal to how much? 2,500. Yes? Yes or no? Then R1 is equal to R2 is equal to 12.5%. And what is this 306 at the end? S1, I mean SI1 plus SI2. So how do you substitute for this? Again P1, T1, R1. As far as I want to go, it is calling me near. P1, T1, R1 by 100 plus P2, T2, R2 by 100 should be equal to 306. Shift all this 100 to this side. Can you? It is as good as taking LCM, no? Better to take this 100 and put on that side. So this will become 30,600. Now substitute for this R1 and they have given 1 year, no? So you can ignore T. In place of T1 you put 1. In place of T2 you put 1. It is not going to matter much. So P1 into R1. R1 is how much? 12, no? So can I write 12 P1 here plus 12 and a half P2? 12 P1 and 12 and a half P2, because already I have shifted 100, doesn't matter. Then with respect to T, whether it is T1 or T2, it is 1 only. So I am not interested in writing that 1. Okay. So 12 P1 plus 12 and a half P2 is equal to 30,600. So this is one equation. Another equation is, so that I have to bring here. Finally, what you want? The sum that is invested at the rate of 12%. So what is that? P1 or P2? P1. So you want to kick out P2? You want to kick out P2? Yes. So you have to make the coefficients of P2 as equal. So I'll do what? I'll multiply by 12.5 to this sum. I'll multiply by, because I want to kick out P2. I have to make the coefficients of P2 equal. So this will be what? 12.5 P2 and here 12.5 P1. So this plus this should be equal to, again multiply this 12.5 to 2500 also. So that is nothing but 31,250. 31,250. So this 12.5 P2, 12.5 P2 get cancelled. Minus, minus, minus 0.5 P1 or minus 0.5 P1 is equal to, if you subtract, this is 650. So 0.5 P1 is equal to 650. 0.5 P1 is equal to 650. So what is the value of P1? P1 is equal to 650 divided by 0.5. So P1 is equal to 1300. P1 is equal to 1300. Is that fine? So at 12%, 1300 is put. Sorry, 1300. At 12.5%, how much is put? Remaining amount, 1200. Done, no? Yeah. Akul lent rupees 6,000 to Bakul for 2 years and rupees 1,500 for Camlin. So A is lending to B, how much? $6,000 for 2 years at the rate of, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. And for C, he is lending how much? 1,500 for 4 years at the same rate of interest. So let us consider this as R only. Both occasions R only. And all together, he receives 900 rupees. So both B and C together will give A 900 rupees extra. So what does that mean? This SI 900, this 900 is sum of the interest that he has earned from both Bakul and Camlin. Okay. So again P1, T1, R1 by 100, P2, T2, R2 by 100. So I'll write directly 6,000 into 2 into R by 100 plus 1,500 into 4 into R by 100. Is that okay? So 0000 get cancelled here, 0000 get cancelled. So here 900 equal to 120R plus 60R. So 900 equal to 180R. So R is equal to how much? 5. R is equal to 5. Fine. Here the formation of equation is very important. Sometimes if more variables have been already given, then we'll get the equation in one variable. If two things are not given like exclusively, then we'll get what? Equation in two variables. So when equation in two variables we have got, we have to have two equations. When there is only one variable that you have taken, for example here R, then it is only one equation that will be waiting for. Otherwise in the previous problems, P1, P2, those are two variables. So we waited for two equations. Okay, done? Compound interest, finally. After spending more than 1 hour, we have finally landed into compound interest. And while I was mentioning about simple interest, I have told you the amount that we keep in the first go or in the first year or as the first transaction, that is sacrosanct. Sacrosanct means it is the most sacred thing. You are not going to what? Alter that one. You are not going to alter that one, or like you don't calculate too many things after that. Only that amount is final. And rate of interest also. Rate of interest also. Basically, while we increase, again, whatever the extra calculation that we do, that is done on the initial principle only. But nowhere in between, until your account is closed, like you are going to get the same simple interest throughout. Yes. So I gave you one example. Your 1,000 rupees is also earning 100 rupees per year, and your 3,000 is also earning 100 rupees. I gave you an idea that if you remove that 3,000 rupees or you withdraw that 3,000 rupees and invest in the same bank again, invest in the same bank, you are going to get 300 rupees per year, yes or no? So to avoid all such injustice, again in compound interest also, like when it comes to customers who have taken loan, it is always more interest that it calculates than simple interest. But even for the people who keep their deposits, this compound interest is fair. Compound interest is fair. Simple thing with all the specifications like your principal, your time period and the rate of interest. If everything is kept intact, for the first year the calculation is same. For the first year the calculation is same. For the second year, your calculation is going to change, because after we calculate the first compound interest, we are going to add interest to the what? Your balance. We are going to add interest. As soon as one transaction is done, your principal is altered. As soon as one transaction is done, your principal is altered. But in simple interest, no matter how many transactions you make in between, your principal is not going to change. Yes? So that is the whole difference. In compound interest, the principal keeps on changing. In simple interest, principal will be rock steady. It is not going to change at all. Okay, so that is the whole difference. Okay, for example, if you take 100 rupees as the deposit that you have kept, and at the rate of 10% per annum, 10% per annum, so how much you are going to add? 10 rupees you are going to add, right? So what is the total? 110, right? 110. Next year, in simple interest I am telling, again 10%, how much you are going to add? So what is the total? Third year. This calculation of adding 10 rupees every year, it is not going to change at all. Every time we added 10, 10, 10, 10. And if you observe the balances at the end of each year, this is what? These are in arithmetic progression. These are in arithmetic progression, correct? In compound interest, let's say the first year, what is your principal amount? 100. And your rate of interest is also 10%. So how much interest that I am going to add at the end of first year? Now what is the balance? Now the scene has changed. In compound interest, the scene has changed. In your passbook, 110 is your new balance. Now, whatever the charge we do, or whatever the interest that we calculate, that is upon, not on 100. For simple interest, this is the sacrosanct. But now, even this is not sacrosanct now. After one more year, it is going to change. So, second year calculation, 10%. How much will be 10%? 110 into 10%. 11 is the addition. So, total will be how much? So, this is the idea. 11% is the, 10% is the addition. 11 rupees is extra that we are going to get. So, 121. Next year, 10% again. This is yes. Look at the change. After 3 years, 130. So if you want to invest in which one? Here or here? If you want to take loan, which one? Yes? Okay. One more problem we had solved. One person had taken 200 rupees at 5% interest rate. And after first year, we are adding 10 rupees as the interest. 210 is his total liability. And he had paid 100 rupees at the end of first year. Now his liability is 110. 5% on this. If we were calculating in compound interest, what would have been his rate of interest? 5% of compound interest. 110. So his scene is changing. For this person, we had charged 10 rupees again. Now, you want to be charged like the person in the previous problem, or like this you want to be charged if you are taking loan. Correct? So, compound interest is what? More accurate. More accurate. Sometimes the banks now, they calculate on pro rata. That means every day they calculate. For example, your compounding time is 1 month. Let's say we are on the last day of this month. Let's say today is February 15th and my calculation is on February 28th. I want to close my account by February 15th only. The bank will calculate until that day. So that calculation has come now. Understand? So pro rata basis. They are calculating. Done? So understood the difference? So here what we did, every time we added 10. That is why I told you the balances that we get in simple interest are in arithmetic progression. But here what we did, we are adding different this one. But if you look at the balances, this is 1.1 times of 100. Here this is again 1.1 times of 110. This is 1.1 times of 121. What we are doing? AP. Adding the same again and again. Here what we are doing? Multiplying with the same factor. 1.1. Yes. This 1.1 is what? Your amount is becoming what? 10% extra. I told you while I was solving the percentage problems, 10% extra is 110%. Or you can multiply by 1.1. That is what I am doing here. Rather than adding 10% every year, like simple interest, I am multiplying by 1.1. So this is more accurate. So this is a GP, this is an AP. Done? So simple interest always AP and compound interest always GP. Done? No issues? Yeah. And for this also, I know you had learnt one formula. For compound interest also, you had learnt one formula. That is such a formula, even if you want to forget it, even if you want to remember it, this is exact opposite of simple interest. Simple interest you don't want to remember. But yet, it comes 12 o'clock in the night. What is it? Simple, PTR by 100, you will tell. Compound interest, after studying so much also. So I know this fact. That is why I don't depend upon that formula at all. Compound interest, I don't want to teach you by that formula. But for the people who read the subjects by the author, not as a subject, okay, for them I have to explain the formula. So anybody gives me the formula for compound interest? Any brave heart? Soldier? Anyone? Let us check your schooling. Are you remembering something? Yeah. I'm entering somewhere, yeah. Yeah, I got it. What is that? 1 plus? Very good. R by 100. Very nice. But this is all fine. But who will do this Kulja Simsim? You have to start, no? I did this Kulja Simsim, you got this. In the examination hall, trust me, you can't remember this, and even if you remember, you can't solve the problems on this formula in a short time because there is a technical difficulty in this one. I'll tell you how. Now tell me, this is what? This is what? Whatever that I have written, this expression, what is this? Correct. This is the formula for? Actually, it is not. Is the formula for? So how do we calculate the amount in simple interest? How do we calculate? Principal plus SI, right? So that SI is how much? So how do you write this? Again, take P outside. One plus TR by 100. Yes. So what is the difference between this and this? The T was sitting comfortably next to R now. So that T has gone and sit on the head of R now. Yes. So the T is indexed now. T is index. As long as it is like a factor which is multiplying with R, calculation would have been very easy. Think of the fact, let's say R is rate of interest. So how much it will be? 5%, 4%, 6%, like that they give. If you put 5 here, so this R by 100 will become what? 5 by 100. In terms of decimal point, 5 by 100 means 0.05. So 1 plus 0.05, 1.05. Let us imagine the time period as 3 years. Let's imagine, simple, 3 years. 1.05 to the power of broken. By the time you work out 1.05 to the power of 3, you would have wasted already 1 minute. And after getting to know that it is going to take another few minutes, this question or the problems based on compound interest have the potential to, ruin the entire paper. Always you have to, gauge how much time you want for this problem, and you have to keep those problems for later, not in the first round. So this is the, the decision making that we have to do in the paper. How much time it might consume. No matter it is easy or tough, but compound interest, like usually how much time it will consume. That should be very clear. Like that, so many things are there. So many problems are there in whole CSAT. Like you would get to know how much time it might consume. Even for the punter, like the very genius bro, yeah. So even that person, if it doesn't strategize which question to pick up in the examination, if we go head on to the paper, there are chances that that person may get disqualified. That person might not score that 66. So always it is the strategy. I told you, you have to solve 50 properly. I'm not expecting you to solve the toughest 30. I want you to solve these 50. And again, in the toughest, this comes, okay? But if you learn my process, and if you think that compound interest is getting easier now, then you can take it in the first round or the second round. I don't have a problem. But for a person who depends upon this formula, and if he wants to execute this in the examination hall, trust me, it will take more time. And it will completely devastate his confidence. Okay? So always strategy is equally important to your knowledge. Done? Yeah. So done this, then how to find out compound interest then? Here we proceeded by simple interest, that is PTR by 100, and we built on this formula. But here we don't have the initial formula for compound interest, but from A we go to find the compound interest. So that is what? Amount minus principal. Again, if you want to substitute this A for this one, your life will become even more worse. Don't do that. At least in front of my eyes, I don't want my students' life to be worsened. Okay, don't. Just if you want to remember, you can remember this one. Otherwise, no need of that. Yes, because we will try to solve it very practically. Very practically. How the, the situation arises, like that we are going to do the problem. Done? And few important basics that we have to remember. Compound interest is calculated on the latest balance, not on the earliest balance. Okay, latest balance. Okay, and every time after you calculate the interest, your balance is going to change. When your balance is going to change, your principal is also going to change. That much we have to keep in mind. Done? Okay, now I had asked you one question, what is the rate of interest? Somebody told 3 to 4%, somebody told 2 to 3%. So somewhere 2.5% is the rate of interest now. And you have told that you observed your passbook also. Passbook. But I don't trust. I don't trust because we are more worried about how to spend our money. Where your hands will be so itching, like you want to spend money. But when it comes to, save, when it comes to, save intelligently, and in which scheme, where you have to apply all that thing, like we Indians don't worry about that. We are basically bhogi, bhogi. We want to spend generally. We will be more happy if we spend. Okay. So that is why Amazon, Flipkart, all that thing, like they are minting. Look at their balance sheets in other countries. In India, you see, they are minting. They are bringing everything. 1 rupee item also on their this thing. For 1 rupee item, they will pack with 10 rupees material and then sell. Yet they are profitable. Okay. So here the point is, when you have seen your passbook, when you have made entries to your passbook, and you told me like you check your balance, all that thing, then what is the calculation period for this interest? And I told you it very clearly that we don't calculate simple interest now. We calculate compound interest. All your savings bank accounts are compound interest. Okay. So tell me now, after every dash months or after how many months you get your interest? Huh? After how many months every year? 3 months, sure? Now you will think. So when I stare, no? Sure? Pakka? Quarterly? So that entry in your book, so how it is mentioned? How it is mentioned? How it is mentioned? You have seen your passbook, right? So that entry is called as what? That entry is called as credit interest. Credit means what? Bank is giving you. So here, when you say giving or taking, you have to involve two parties here. Otherwise, it will be confusing. Okay. So even while you are telling about RBI rates, this CRR, especially our this thing, what repo rate and reverse repo rate, all that thing. You have to always keep two parties in mind. Giving, taking, if you write, it will go wrong. Okay, who lends? Okay, all that thing. So now bank is giving you the interest. So bank is crediting you the interest. Crediting is basically your balance is being added. Debit means kharch. You are spending. Debit card. Okay, whatever the amount that is there in the bank, you are going to what? What? You are going to debit with debit card. Credit card. Credit card will not add money to your bank. They will give you extra money to spend. They will give extra money to spend. They are not going to add something to. But this credit interest, it is your own interest which is being credited to your account. Credit means it is being added to your account. Debit means it is being subtracted from your account. Simple? Yes. So after every 3 months, we get this calculation. Let's say your bank is giving you 4%. Your bank is giving you 4% interest rate. So 4% means what? Percent per annum? Percent per annum? Per 100 rupees per year? So now tell me, if they are calculating the compound interest after every 3 months, that is quarterly, so what will be the calculation? 4% is the interest rate. 4% is the interest rate. And after every 3 months, they are giving you the what? Interest. Now, you have kept 100 rupees in your bank and the rate of interest on the passbook, it is printed that 4% is the rate of interest. And after 3 months, for curiosity, you will go and make entry to your passbook. What will be your balance? I am asking you the money, like how much will be your balance? 101? Is it the bonus that they are giving for printing the passbook? No. Actually, they have to give you 4 rupees at the end of 1 year. But they are crediting you the interest soon after 3 months. That means 1/4 of the time period. So, for 1 year, they would give you 4%. But for 1/4 year, they are giving you what? They are giving you 1%. So, if you go for passbook entry 1 rupee will be addition. That is why people don't go for passbook entry at all. Because the fuel that they will put until going to bank, no, that will be more than what interest they are giving. But old fellows, especially the retired people now, they are so much adamant on their passbook entries. Passbook entries. Anyways, they can't go. They'll make somebody else to go. So they are not happy that in their account the amount has come. They'll be doing online also, online banking also. But they are not satisfied until they get their passbook entry. Yeah. So this is I think it has been more than 10 years that I have printed my passbook. I don't have passbook at all. Understand? So without passbook also we can, but credit interest. So while I am checking my statement, I'll be very keen how much interest my money has fetched. Maybe 4 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees also. That's okay. Fine. But why we are not interested? Because only this much know what we'll do with this one. We want only in lakhs. We want the bank to give in lakhs. We keep money in thousands. They give in lakhs. That is what we expect. Okay. So here the calculation is depending upon when they are like giving you the interest. If it is 6 months calculation, semester calculation, let's say some banks are giving you half yearly half yearly interest. If at 4%, after 6 months you go and get your passbook printed. So how much balance you will get? 100 rupees you have kept. 4% is the rate of interest, but half yearly it is 2%. So 102. Done. Okay. And when it comes to the calculations like EMI. What is EMI? You told something. Equitable monthly installment. Okay. So when you take loan from a bank, you are given all the conditions. Like you will take the interest for so many years, or you take the loan for so many years, and they'll give you the rate of interest also, and they will give you one more calculation, that is your EMI. How much will be your EMI? So we are more worried about that. Whether this EMI I will be able to pay every month or not. Do I have that much capacity to pay? That is what we think. If our capacity is not there, what will try to tell the a banker? Extend the period so that my EMI is shortened. Or I will go for lesser loan. Or we will find out one more bank which is giving us the lesser interest rate. That is what we do. Now, they are giving you the EMI. That means every month from your account, this much amount will be debited. That means this much amount will be subtracted. Yes. So tell me, while they are calculating this EMI, like what is their calculation? What is their calculation? Are they calculating quarterly? Are they calculating half yearly? When they are calculating? Monthly. So whenever like your like loan accounts are updated, it is always monthly. So the compound interest is calculated every month. Every month. Let's say your rate of interest or the loan that you have taken is charged at 12% per annum. 12% per annum. Let's say you have taken 1 lakh rupees loan. You have taken 1 lakh rupees loan. Okay. So after 1 month, you have taken a loan this month. At the end of this month, you want to see your balance. You want to see your balance. So how much interest will be charged on that? On 1 lakh. 12% is the rate of interest. Again, whenever we say 12%, it is per annum only. Percent per annum. Okay, 12%. But they want to charge you monthly, no, because they have to cut your EMI. So how much? Like, what will be your liability to the bank? You have taken 1 lakh loan. at 12% per annum. You will see your bank statement. So what is your liability now? %12 per annum is the rate of interest. You have taken 1 lakh rupees loan, and after 1 month, what's your liability? 1 lakh? Okay, tell me when you are calculating the interest? After month, no? After 1 month, because EMI has to be adjusted, right? So that is why the calculation is done every month. So now tell me, 12% means for a month, how much? 1%. So on 1 lakh, 1% is how much? 1,000. On 1 lakh, 1% is 1,000. So if you check your balance, it will be 1 lakh 1,000. So generally, how it will be? Your loan amount is 1 lakh and your interest that has accrued at the end of 1 month is 1,000, 1 lakh 1,000. So now tell me, logically, your EMI, see, this is your liability now. 1 lakh 1,000 is your liability. Now tell me, logically, your EMI should be how much? I'm not asking you the exact EMI. It depends upon rate of interest. It depends upon, let's say, your loan period also. But logically, what should be your EMI? So that one day you will finish off this loan account. And this EMI is subtracted from your account, no? Because you are giving them. So basically it is always more than your interest. Let's say this is 1,500 now. What will be your liability now? 1 lakh 1,000 minus 1,500. This is 99,500. So your liability is getting reduced after EMI. Let's say your EMI is just 900 rupees. So what will be your liability? 1 lakh. So after 1 month's transaction, your balance is, your liability is reducing or increasing. So here you are not going to pay back your money at all. So that is why your EMI usually will be more than like what that is charged at the end of 1 month. Otherwise your loan account will never get closed. Getting my point? And general, it is not for CSAT, it is for your life. I'm going to tell you, if you take 10 lakh as the loan, at the rate of 10%, yeah, for 20 years, this is rate of interest, time period. This is a standard calculation I'm telling, okay? If you take the loan at the rate of 10% per annum for 20 years, generally, your monthly EMI, it will be generally what? 10,000. So this will be your EMI. Now see, you are paying what? 10,000 per month, right? For how many years? So totally in 20 years, how much you will pay back to the bank? How much? You are paying monthly 10,000. You are not fit for being customer also, not fit for banker at all. You are paying 10,000 rupees as EMI for 20 years. How much you will pay to the bank in 20 years totally? Oh my God. 10,000 per month. Correct? How many months? 240 months. 240 into 10,000. It is 24 lakhs. In 20 years, you are paying 24 lakhs to the bank. How much you have taken? So, how much is the total interest that you have paid in 20 years? How much? It is almost close to 1.5 times of what you have taken. Getting my point? Yes. So, this is general. In every bank website or even in some agent's website at all, there will be EMI calculator. EMI calculator. There they will ask you to put the principal, how much you want to take, for how many years. And they will only give the rate of interest, or sometimes we can also adjust the rate of interest, and this calculation we get. And this is a general calculation. Very conservative calculation that you can go ahead with. Here the learning is what? Learning is in 20 years, you are going to pay back to the bank 2.5 times almost. 2.5 times. Is it worth? Is it worth? It depends upon for what you are using this one. For what you are using this one. You are giving 10% per annum to the bank. If you are taking from the bank and investing even in the scheme where it is giving you 11%, you are malamal. Because 1%, somebody's money, Elama's fair you are doing. Yes or no? Yes or no? 10% you have taken and you are earning 11%. Good, no? You invest in crores. So, all the calculations in life depends upon like these two things. From where you are getting at what percent, where you are investing at what percent. And for that, maths is needed. If you are taking at 15% per annum and you are using it for consumption, the bank will like sell you also. Not only your mortgage or property, they will sell you also. Understand? So when you are taking 15% loan, you should make sure that you are getting at least 16%. Yes or no? But few people have businesses like they have like the target of 50% also per year. So that is why for them 15% is nothing. 15% is nothing. So they want to get the institutional loan, but for their profession, institutions will not give loan because risky business they will be doing. Understand? That is why the banks are behind government employees. Government employees and the business without any risk, fixed business, especially the medical field, all that thing, they will get the loan. You go with your, like cleanly, like what, shaved face, all that thing, you go. Give me loan. What do? UPSC aspirant, get out. See, all the schemes what we have, like maybe the education scheme, all that thing, education loan, all that thing. It depends upon to which profession you are going, which college you are opting, and what is your, like credibility or credit worthiness, all that thing. Whatever the schemes that we are getting now, entrepreneurship, skill development, all that thing, go and register in some entrepreneurship or skill development. How much interest, how much money you will get? Tell me. And our business is kind of entrepreneurship only. This is close to 3.5 years old. Go to any institution loan, they will charge you 20%. For that, in a year, we have to make 20% profit to what? Give them that much, what? The interest. Upon that, we have to see our livelihoods. So presently, this entrepreneurship, skill development, everything is very beautiful in the book and speech. Seriously, we are struggling to get the institutional loan. They ask our mortgage. We don't have mortgage. If we had mortgage, we would have sold that and invested in some other business. Why this business? So everybody asks collateral. No, collateral means what? There has to be something on which the people take loan. Easiest thing is what? Gold. For the people who have made lavish marriages, even for the people like who have not, got any kind of gold during marriage, all that thing, or like it is a very sober marriage, for them nothing. Or somebody has to build a house for you to mortgage it. Self-made person, so how will he grow? It is not that easy. It is not that easy, I am telling you. That is why become government officers and let the bankers call you. Sir, for you, already credit card is dispatched to your house. Sir. That is how they call you, like, sir, already you have got the credit card. Just you have to take it and use it. It has been sent to your house already. Gold, emerald, everything. Okay. So this is the calculation. See, EMI is not part of our syllabus, or like you don't get this one, but it is more kind of a general knowledge now. General knowledge. So whenever you are taking a loan, make sure that for 10 lakh, you are paying 10,000 rupees as monthly installment. If the conditions are such. If you increase the loan period, your EMI will increase. If you increase the loan period, your EMI will decrease. People go for longer periods for this one, but with what? Heavy heart, because always that will be pricking, no? For especially middle class fellows, like it will be pricking. I have loan. For how many years? 30 years. Already you have taken the loan at 30 when you are earning, and for another 30 years you have loan. That means you don't have peace of mind until your retirement. And after that retirement, you want to live in your house, which you have built 30 years ago, but you don't have that enjoyment around. Because the whole life has gone in that. So, again, my lecture would go to society, all that thing, like, I don't want that to do. Finally, it is about your focus. Life is not that easy as you think in this AC classroom. It is not as easy as you are sitting under, like this illumination, all that thing. The world is full of illusions. Okay? It is not that easy. Seriously. I'm telling you from the own experience, it's not that easy. And especially for the average people, it is very difficult. Very difficult. Okay? So, focus. Focus. What do you want? You have to have the clarity. Don't hover between the options. Your age will go. Tomorrow, even for marriage also, you will not get the match. Because you will become that unmatchable, Unmatchable. Nobody will give you. Seriously, I'm telling you. For girls, for boys, whatever it is. Because already your mindset have become ideal. You are thinking like Karl Marx. You are thinking like Karl Marx. You are thinking like Gandhiji. Why there is no honesty in the world, you will question. If it is available in the market. See, civil service aspirants' mindset will become very ideal. It is not very easy to accept the, the injustice that is around and the world, how it is behaving. So, you decide before 30. Actually, it is before 28. You have to get vanished. And you have to get settled. Either as an officer or something which is not related to UPSC at all. Otherwise, it is a cycle. It is a trap. It is a trap, I'm telling you. Okay, it is not that easy. It is not that easy to, again, create one more institution like this and run. It is not that easy. And with hefty, let's say rents mainly. Rents. In Bangalore, everything is cheap. In metropolitan cities, everything is cheap. Except the rent. In 50 rupees, you will get a meal. In district places and taluka places, you will not get in 50 rupees, I'm telling you. You'll have to shell out 80 rupees, 100 rupees. Because their demand is less for food. Here demand is more, so production is more here. So hotels are at profit. In taluka places and district places, hotels are not at profit. Because entire week they'll be eating in their house, only on the weekends they come out. But in the cities, like Bangalore, like every day people eat outside at least one meal. So that is why they are profitable. So even they give you at 50 rupees a meal, that is profitable for them. But coming to real estate, there are so many factors behind it. Real estate, when you are liable to pay some rent, you are gone. You are gone, seriously. And that too, in the times of Corona, if somebody is standing, that person is very, 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 very rigid or very, very, very strong. That is why they are strong. Otherwise, we have seen in the vicinity, so many smaller businesses have closed because they take the money from money lenders, you know. Money lenders, they don't charge yearly. They charge what? Monthly, weekly, sometimes daily. I have seen the people who charge daily, especially in the markets. I have seen the weekly markets in the villages. In the villages, weekly markets. I have seen this. I have seen like people come without any kind of disposable income to the market. These are the sellers. Vegetable, fruit sellers, or even some grocery sellers. They just come without any kind of money because whatever they have earned last week, that has gone. That has gone. Okay. So they come with, let's say, the target of earning, let's say 500 rupees this week, this day, 500 rupees. Their target is 500 rupees. So what they will do? They go to the money lender. Money lender will give them 500 rupees to purchase the raw, like whatever the goods from the wholesaler, 500 rupees. And until the end of the day, they will earn 500 more rupees. That means in a day, they are getting 100%. Getting my point? 100% profit they are making. For 500 rupees, they are getting 500 rupees extra. How much will money lender get? From that 500 rupees, he will take 100 rupees. This person has put whole day, his sweat, okay, his effort, his time, everything he has put and taken 500 rupees. But for the money lender, his 500 rupees note is earning one more 100 rupees note in a day. So finally, the seller will take 400 rupees and go. 500 rupees is the money taken from money lender. 100 rupees is the interest that he is giving to him. And this person is taking 400 rupees to his house. So what is the rate of interest for the money lender? 20% per day. How cruel it is. 20% per day, think. It is 7,000% per annum. That means 70 times. So if this person gives on, go on giving this 500 rupees to one or the other buyer every day, he is going to earn 70 times of that 500. Minding you. So one 500 rupee note will get him what? 35,000 rupees a year. 35,000 rupees a year. You don't have to do anything. Come every day morning, lend it. So this cruel is the world. I am telling you. See, one side poverty, this person doesn't have any disposable income. It is inevitable for him. For him, at the end of the day, what? He got 400 rupees. That is his livelihood. But for this person, one 500 rupees note is earning 100 rupees. Yep. If this is the situation of rural India, think of the situation of urban India who wants to make living in the city, who hasn't come out with anything. It is easily life or death for them. Okay. So this is about compound interest. We'll see one or two problems. Or if you have energy, we can wind up this one. What do you say? Tomorrow. Okay. See, I know sometimes when we, take on the subject to other subjects. I know it is deviating from this topic, yes, but this is what we are learning in GS also, right? Case studies, what do we do here? Understand? So it is the holistic knowledge what you are like gaining. I agree that we deviate, but this is required. This is required. Definitely we have seen the life 10 years or 15 years more than what you have seen. So that actually counts. That too from the lenses of the civil services. Getting my point? The same subject you discuss with another one, you get different perspective. But from the civil service perspective, like it is very difficult to get the different opinions. That is why we make sure that we debate few things like that. Okay, one or two problems, or we will see very simple problems and we'll solve tomorrow. What would be the compound interest accrued on an amount of rupees 8,000 at the rate of 15% in 3 years? Simple. Don't apply that formula because see, this 3 is equal to T. It will go to the top. And 1.5 is what? Interest rate. 1.15 to the power of 3. Imagine. Difficult, no? So that is why take this 8,000. This is the balance that you have kept. 15% of this in 1 year. How much? 15% of this in 1 year. Unless there is a need, you should not touch pen and paper. Okay, 15% of 8, no, 120 or 1,200. Yep. So 9,200 is the liability. Then 15% of it. 15% of 9,200. Sure. 15%. 15% of 200 is 30. 1380. So this is the balance after second year. This is 10,580. Another 15%. Another 15%. 1,500 on 10,000. On 500 it is how much? 60. On 80 it is how much? 120, 1 rupees 20 paisa. Quick. You have to calculate. %15 of 10,580. 157. Correct? Correct? Yes or no? No. Or is it 77? Sorry, it must be 87. 1587. 1587. So when we add it, this will become what? 12167. So this is the balance, and from that 8,000 has to be subtracted. It will be 4,167. 4,167. Done? Yes? Next one. Just for the hang of the subject, I am teaching this. The least number of complete years in which sum of money put at 20% compound interest will be more than doubled. See, if it is put at simple interest, how many years we would require to get the money doubled? 5 years. So definitely it is going to be less than that. But how many years less than that, we don't know. In the options, 4 is there, 5 is there. 6 definitely not. 8 definitely not. Because this is compound interest. We are going to get more interest for sure. Okay. So how to do it? Again, imagine 100 rupees, 100 rupees. First year, how much you are going to add? So what is the balance? Again, 20%. 144. Again 12%. Sorry, 20%. I had asked you to remember the cubes of 12 also. Yes?
28.
I'm sorry. Wait. That is the total. Okay, 24 into 20%. So that is what? 144 into 20%. 288. Correct? 20% of this again. 34.56. 34.56. So this is 36 and here 206.36. It has crossed 200. Money has become more than doubled. How many years? This is first year, second year, third year, and this is fourth year. See, that is the magic of compound interest. In simple interest, you have to wait for 5 years. Here, before 4 years, it is getting doubled. Or after 4 years, it is getting more than doubled. So that is the magic of this compound interest. Okay. There are few simple problems that you can try definitely. Or tomorrow I'll spend half an hour on these problems. And we'll go to some other chapter which is related to such calculations only. That is this one, partnerships. Partnerships.